Hello, Ant. Just gonna quickly share the stream before I get the freight market open. Just a couple of places I normally share it to. Just got a message Andrew Bot just to let him know. Okay, freight market time. Have you been looking to do about any of these Christmas deliveries, Ant? Thinking about doing a couple of these, possibly. Well, if you've got anything. Unless you want to do a normal job, I don't mind. If there's any for me, that is. Got one to Kiel. Borges. St Alban, Toulouse, Parma. Quite a few gift lots from here. Ajaccio, Copenhagen, Mannheim, Poznan, Marseille, Nantes, Brest, Hanover, Travemünde, Dijon, Le Mans, Brussels, Bremen, Hamburg and Paris. Right, okay. Let's have a look in the normal freight market. Istanbul, Karlskrona, Zurich, Berlin, Friedrichshafen, Nantes. Yes, I've got a job to Nantes. So I'll take that job to Nantes then. Some liver paste, yuck. Ugh, absolutely disgusting for the first job. Oh, by the way, Ant, I've got the frozen mod turned on, so I might drive a bit slower than normal. You plan on sorting out World of Trucks tomorrow? Yeah, it's pretty good idea, because then you can have your own personalised number plate. And you can do the Christmas jobs as well. Since we're now only limited to having people around supposedly for Christmas Day. I suppose I'll be spending a lot more time on the game than I was anticipating. Oh no, not that. What, the Christmas jobs, are you not wanting to do them? Let's see. That's just a standard refrigerated unit. Oh, you heard about the winter mod. It's quite nice, the winter mod. Winter mod, lol. Yeah, I thought so. Thought that's what you might have been on about. I'm hoping it'll snow at some point on the stream, which would be quite nice. I'll wait until you come out and pick your load up. Oops, pressed the wrong button then. Just backing into his job now, by the looks of it. Ah, here he comes, finally. Oop. Trailer just spawned out of mid-air. Yeah, they do sometimes. And every now and again you'll get one that'll tip over and you can't do the job, so you have to cancel it and lose 12 grand, which is quite annoying. Ah, average roadwork section. This will be where Ant decides to go through at Mark 10. Since he's got these things turned off. When you gonna buy yourself a microphone, Ant? Is Santa gonna bring you one? Then again, with the COVID restrictions, you might not be allowed to come this year. How's the handling? Not too bad, Andrew. Not too bad. I'm hoping it'll snow at some point on this trip as well. Or during the stream anyway. Be nice to have some precipitation in the game since I've not had it for a while. Because I've had it turned off for ages. Certainly different anyway, with the winter mod. According to the temperature gauge on the dash, it's -3 degrees outside, apparently. Nice and cold. Yeah, so looks like everyone's Christmas plans are ruined for this year. And we can only see family on the 25th of December. So, not great. over again here. Nice interesting name for 1149 there. Wow, how am I doing 90 kilometers an hour on a road like this? I'm not even skidding, which is interesting as well. Must be these Michelin tyres I've got on my truck. Thought it might be slippy. It normally is. I know in single player you can get a mod which makes it slippy as well, but I don't think it's actually enabled in TruckersMP for some reason. I think it's just the actual skin of it looking like winter that's actually enabled in TruckersMP. So tomorrow when I do a Pro Mods video, I will be enabling the Slippy DLC as well. So, because I've read that apparently it doesn't work. So, in multiplayer, which is annoying, but never mind. So I think that might actually be the reason why. Because it's just a texture of snow that's been added on the ground. There's no realism to it, unfortunately. But that's a TruckersMP issue. They don't allow for the Slippy mod to be added in. I think purely because it'll just cause a lot of accidents, I suppose. So, but it's nice to look at. So. So the problem with this mod, you can't even tell where the hard shoulder line is. So I'm literally staying as close to the snow as possible. Are we keeping going here? Yeah, we are coming off. I was thinking then. Are we going to Southampton? But I think we would be. Away from Ant here and slow down a bit. Next junction's ours. How was our meal last night? Well, in the end we didn't actually go to Pizza Hut because the one near where I work's closed down. And apparently that was one of the stores that wasn't going to be closed. So it actually turned out it actually did close. But the last time we were down there, a few weeks ago, it was still open. So I don't know what's happened there, whether they've just closed it completely and it's not going to reopen. But when we drove round there, it was lights were on inside, but everything was stripped out. So no sign or anything. So in the end, I had McDonald's, which, you know, I was looking forward to that pizza all day, and it didn't happen. So a bit disappointed, but never mind. Could have gone to the one at Cheshire Oaks, but never mind. Was that a running out of fuel error message? Yes, it was. I'll have to get some fuel soon. Just gone past the petrol station as well. 364 kilometres until the tank's empty, so... Isn't there another one near you? Yeah, there's one at Cheshire Oaks, but that I thought that would probably be busy, so... we didn't bother going there in the end. Yeah, it's a real struggle to try and work out where the road markings are with this winter mod. Certainly makes for an interesting driving experience anyway. It certainly will on single player. When I play Pro Mods tomorrow, it's certainly going to be a lot more interesting. Has Cheshire Oaks been busy? It has been reasonably busy, yes, when I've been through on the bus. Well, in the afternoons. Obviously in the mornings it's dead. 1061, you're on the wrong side of the road, mate. We're in England. We drive on the left. Such a moron. And I can't believe he had the nerve to flash his lights at me. And I thought, well, I'm not going anywhere. Okay, it's time to go to Calais. Vive la France! amazing how quickly Ant actually loaded in then. He loads in a hell of a lot quicker than Terence does. Hell of a lot quicker. There's somebody on the nearby with 69 as their name. In their name. Tempted to send that to Terence. Just steered a bit better. I'll send that now. Just wait for them to catch up. What's that? What's what, Andrew? Are you on about what I was on about a minute ago? With some guy with 69 in his name. He's not going to be happy behind me. DL. I've just posted it in to Terence. He's not going to be happy at all. Wow. Actually makes a change to get out of here without having to wait for traffic to come round the corner. Must be quiet around here tonight. Oh, okay, yeah, just pull out. Yeah. Such a moron. He clearly doesn't know how to use the rules of the road handbook, put it that way. Should send it to Tesla. Yeah. See if he's gonna see if he's responded yet. Might not have done. Just gonna have a look now. Don't think he has yet. Hello. No, he hasn't as of yet. I really should pay attention while I'm driving rather than looking at my phone. Wound him up yesterday. He was streaming with Aviva and there was a scouser in the stream. And I mentioned that there was 2 scousers in the convoy, lol. Yeah, he doesn't like being called a scouser. I call him that all the time. And the thing is, he can't deny that he's not a scouser. Considering that he... Granted, he wasn't born in Liverpool, but he was born on the outskirts of Liverpool at Wiston. So... I would say you're a scouser, you know, and he sounds scouse. He can't say he doesn't because he does. So, Anyway, I need fuel, Lance, so I'm glad you've just pulled in. Don't want to go any further, I'll be running on fumes otherwise. Me too, lol, yeah. Nice, let's get back on the road again. 594 kilometres to go for me. Very quiet in my stream again tonight. I've shared it around, but clearly nobody seems interested, so it's a shame, but you never know. I'll grow someday. Might take a while, but no Brett in the stream, no Terence in the stream. Not good at all. Nice triple tandem trailer there. That's interesting. I've now got 4 viewers in the stream. Welcome to the stream, guys. Hello, Transporter. Do I have GTA? I do. I do have GTA 5, but I currently don't have it installed at the moment. And, well, to be honest, it's not something I've played for quite a while now. Quite a few months. Only because I'm sick to death of the servers going down every 5 minutes. So I haven't played it recently. Remember guys, if you're new to my channel, want to subscribe, want to see more content like this, please hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you know when I go live with any future video uploads and live streams. If you also enjoy this video and the current content I'm going at the moment, please leave a like on this video. Did you buy it on Epic Games? No, I bought it quite a few years back on Steam. So I didn't need to buy it on Epic Games. Did you ever install mods into it? No, I didn't. I never installed mods into Grand Theft Auto 5. I did do for previous versions like San Andreas, but I never did it for GTA 5. GTA 5 is quite nice on its own, to be fair. So. Are you looking to install mods into Grand Theft Auto 5 Transporter? I'm guessing you are. There's quite a lot of mods out there now. Yeah. What mod are you looking at? I think you mentioned previously you were looking to get a police mod or something. Can't wait to play on Pro mods, go up to Iceland with the winter mod. That will be quite fun, I reckon. Might give that a try tomorrow night's stream. Just have to see where the jobs take me. But I think that'll be good. So very close to that crash barrier there. Let's move over. I was thinking I feel a bit too close to this. It's going to be fun going down this hill. Can you maybe pull over and can you join a VC in Terrence's server? What, right now? I'm not really experienced with mods, Transporter. I've got no idea how to install them in Grand Theft Auto 5, I'm afraid. I'm sure there'll be tutorials online, but I've got no experience for it at all, if that's what you want to discuss with me. Yeah, I've honestly got no idea how to install them mods. I genuinely do not know. No, you want to talk? What do you want to talk about? Wow, I'm getting away from ants here, I better slow down. I'm still getting away from him. What's going on? Has he lost it somewhere? Pull over. Ah, he's catching me up now. Just like random stuff like what I'm going to do for GTA. Okay. We stopped again now. Oh, he's moving again now. Oh, you went to the wrong barrier. Well, that's shameful. Oh dear. It might crash my game if I tab out of the game. Seems to be a situation with TruckersMP where you tab out of the game, it breaks it sometimes. So, and then it'll probably take me half an hour to get back in, knowing how the server was before. Just put it in the comments. Transport, I don't mind. Oh, here he is. It was a very bold decision, that Ant, going to the wrong barrier. Well, I tab out all the time. I never do because it always crashes the game for some reason. I don't know why. Got no idea why, but it always does. So I've not got to the bottom of it yet, and as far as I'm aware, it's a TruckersMP issue. So, and I don't feel like I want to do it because I don't feel like I want to be waiting half an hour in a queue to get back into the game. So just put it in the chat, you know. I'm sure I can try and answer any questions you've got, but I honestly don't know how to install them. I've got no idea. Feels weird doing 110 yet there's snow on the ground. Yeah, it's not very realistic in TruckersMP, but I can understand why. Otherwise you'll just end up with freaking 30 truck pile-ups or something if somebody's skidding on snow. So, in a busy area like Calais. Would have thought Tez himself would be best to ask for Grand Theft Auto. I don't even think he would know, because I don't think he's got any mods installed either, as far as I'm aware. But who knows? I know I'm not familiar with Grand Theft Auto modding at all. So, well, not for Grand Theft Auto 5 anyway. I'd imagine it works in a similar way, but you need to download some sort of software to read image files or archive files for games, but other than that, I've got no idea. Very nice picturesque view over the bridge here. Yep, into the hard shoulder here. Lol, spoil sports. Looks like we're getting away from Ant again. Slow coach. Mind you, I have got a faster truck than he has, so I'll let him off. Should be starting to go dark in the game shortly. -2 degrees on the dash. It's very quiet around these parts as well. Nobody about. Thought it would be fun having this more realistic. Yeah, I know what you mean, but it's purely for the Muppets who don't enable it. That's the problem. So, if everyone had it enabled, it probably wouldn't be so much of a problem. But because a lot of people won't enable it and just rather run on the vanilla summer, permanent summer in the game, that'll be where problems lie. Ant's overtaken me here. So, yeah, so it makes sense in a way not to do for TruckersMP, but I can reassure you in single player, they do have realistic driving conditions as well. So you'll be skidding on ice or what have you. By the way, Mr. Bot, should I say, I will be streaming on Twitch tomorrow evening for the first time. I'm not sure what time that would be yet. I'll probably let you know tomorrow sometime in the daytime. And yeah, looking forward to that. Give it a go. Sure, at some point me and Ant will join Terence for the convoy all together, which would be nice. Could even be tomorrow. Do you have a Twitch account, Andrew? Or have you created one or anything? And hell, thought Ab was going to crash into the barrier then. Heading towards Terence's favourite place, Brest. Not saying where I went today, but let's say I was out about today, and it was quite easy travelling by public transport with no checks or being asked what I was doing in certain areas. No, I haven't. Okay, fair enough. I'm not sure if you can chat in Twitch. Yeah, I was just thinking that snow in a tunnel. Yeah, right, Rob. Yeah, I just spotted that coming out of the tunnel, thinking, why is the snow in there? But there you go. Not sure if you can comment as a guest on Twitch. I think you can. But if you want to create an account and comment, so I know who you are, obviously feel free if you wish to do so. Plan at the moment is probably just to do a stream on there maybe once a week, just to see how it goes, and then if it does perform better than YouTube does, then maybe increase it to twice a week. So just see how it goes. So can't do any harm. Ant's weaving all over the place here. Are you pissed, Ant? You're driving as if you are. Or had a few beers anyway. Or lagers or ciders. Has he gone to the wrong barrier again? No, he hasn't. This Volvo has awful oversteer. Ah, is that your excuse, is it? Fair enough. It's a good one, I'll give you that. Not wrong with this daft. It's absolutely perfect. I was nervous being out today, mainly due to the fact that I've heard stories of people being stopped by police and being asked what they were doing in certain places. Yeah, the thing is, with this tier system in place, they technically can't be asking people what they're doing because we're not in a lockdown. We're not in a situation where, well, at least in Manchester anyway, you're not in a lockdown. You're not in a situation where you can't travel for non-essential purposes because non-essential retailers like electronic shops, clothes shops are open. So in your area they shouldn't really be asking, and it's the same for anywhere like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Obviously come this evening in London and the South East we're going into a newly branded tier 4, then yes, the police can do that, but they shouldn't be doing it otherwise because you're not breaking the law by travelling anywhere. Nice tandem trailer in front of me here. Heck, slam on. Oh, Ant's further up, are you? Or is he actually following me and he's missed his turn off? I think he must be the other side of Nance. Just heard stories of police stopping motorists on the A57 Snake Pass and asking questions even though they have legitimate reasons for being on the Snake. Yeah. But the thing is now, with tier 3 no longer being the highest tier, I'd imagine that won't be happening as often because it's not the highest tier. So we now know going forward, areas that, unless the UK goes back into a national lockdown, which I suspect will happen in January, I'd imagine any areas that are such a high risk of spreading COVID further will be going into tier 4. So I can't imagine London and the South East being the last ones. Terence messaged me earlier on today saying that he thinks Cheshire West will be going into tier 3 at the next review, which will be on the 30th of December, so who knows? So it's just very frustrating that the government did allow for a 5-day Christmas bubble, and now they've reduced it to one, less than a week before Christmas, which a lot of people do not seem to like. I personally don't like it, but if it has to be, it has to be. And, ooh, it's snowing. How lovely. Let's turn them wipers on, if I can remember what button it is. Been that long since I used them. There we go. It's all nice and Christmassy in my game now. You're on the other side in FLE. Well, I've just dropped my load off, so... Wow, it's really snowing here now. Okay. Let's get the freight market open. Let's see what Ant's got to give me in terms of place locations. Let me know what you've got in your freight market, Ant. Well, I'm here. Let's see if I've got any jobs worth 69 grand just to annoy tenants. And I haven't. I've got 168. That's annoying. Excuse me, I've got hiccups. Have you dropped your load off yet, Ant? Guessing you haven't. Do you think there's still a chance of something happening by Easter? What do you mean, Andrew? Do you mean like a more full-on scale vaccine and maybe possibility of normal life? If that is the answer to your question, I very much doubt it. Personally, I think we could be in this problem for most of next year as well. Bologna, Osnabrück, Mannheim, Salzburg, Parma, Travemünde again, Bern, Kassel, Cologne, Porto Vecchio, Geneva, Le Havre, Montpellier, Metz, Brussels, Lyon, Calais, Dijon, Bordeaux. Right, okay, so let's have a look. So sorry, Dublin, Birmingham, Stuttgart, by the strip there, Duisburg, Mannheim. Yeah, I've got a job to Mannheim, so I'll take that. Beverages. Looks like mine's in here as well. I'll drive over to the marker. $15-ton of motorcycles, lol. Nice. Not a bad little job. Ah, Boris seemed to think before today that with the vaccines available now that there might be light at the end of the tunnel by Easter. Well, I don't know, because I did a calculator earlier on this morning about the COVID vaccine, and at my age with no underlying health problems or anything like that, it said that I can expect the vaccine between June and September next year. So if that is the case, then they need to get on with it, because I don't know, I don't think we'll be out of it by Easter. I really don't think so at all. But then again, it also depends when Easter is. I'm not sure when it is next year yet, I haven't checked. But if it's March, I certainly don't think we'll be out of it then. And if it's April, well, I don't even think we'll be out of it then either. So, I don't know, I think most of next year we're going to have these restrictions as well. Because I can't see that the vaccine is going to roll out quickly enough to allow for us to get back to normal by the spring. So it said earlier on today that they've only done 350,000 vaccines so far, and that's just for the first dose. It's not even the second one. They didn't even reveal if anyone's had a second dose yet, and I don't think anybody has, because they've got to be spaced 3 weeks apart. So I'd imagine that you'll be getting some people in the new year getting the second vaccine, and they hopefully then should be immunised from the virus. Hopefully. So that's not on the nearby yet. Yeah, it's nice to talk about different subjects anyway on my streams, which is something you guys, if you do enjoy, consider subscribing to this channel. Just had a message from a fellow YouTuber. I'll respond back at the end of the stream. Oh, hello, Ant. Are you going this way, or are you picking your load up? Must be picking his load up. Right, okay. I will stop on the hard shoulder when I get on the motorway. Easter 21, April. Is it April, is it? Okay, fair enough. Never understand why it changes each year, but there you go. Look at this lovely snow. Certainly adds something different to the game anyway. Snow. I'll just pull over by to the hard shoulder. Might be a hard question, but where has this new strain come from? I only thought China hasn't had any symptoms for a while. Well, I do believe they're reporting some low-digit cases in China at the moment. I think they had a day last week where they reported about 13 new cases. So they are still getting cases from somewhere. Whether it's coming still out from China itself, or whether people are bringing it in on flights or ferries or whatever, I don't know. They think this new strain is possibly just developed from the strain that come from Wuhan, supposedly. So basically they've said that they don't think the virus has mutated for it to develop increased, like, how could you put it, lethality or stuff like that. So they're saying that they don't think it's going to cause more people to die from COVID. They just feel that it is basically a lot easier to catch it. That's what they're saying. And apparently they feel, or Public Health England feel, that it's around 70% more effective in somebody catching it. So basically, that is what they're suggested is the reason for the massive outbreak in London and the southeast. Obviously, whether that remains to be true, who knows, but apparently it seems to be on par with other new outbreaks of COVID in other parts of the world. I think they released somewhere earlier on today that apparently there's been a new strain identified in South Africa. So it's literally one of those, I suppose. Well, you know, if it's easier to catch but it's not more lethal, then I suppose it's not going to kill more people. Fortunately, it's a bad thing that it is killing people, but fortunately there's not a lot really anyone could do about that. But it's literally one of those where if it's easier to catch, well, people have got to be even more careful. There's got to be more social distancing, more restrictions in place, and, well, my thoughts on it are the schools should be closed. They really should. But unfortunately the government don't see it like that, because that's where the majority of cases are most likely coming from. But they won't do it for whatever reason. Looks like Ant's going for the overtake. The worrying thing is that university students go back in January sometime, so surely cases will go up again. They've only gone down since they went home. Yeah, that's the problem. You know, I've seen news articles, reports on the TV, and there was one earlier on this week, a classroom somewhere, showing you some footage from inside the school, and there was no social distancing going on in the classrooms at all. None whatsoever. Some students had masks on, some didn't. The teacher had a mask on, but the students just weren't distanced at all. They were sat free to a table. And it's just like, it's no wonder that COVID is still as big as it is here, because I'm going to go into this one, otherwise I'm going to crash into the back of him. Yeah, but it's no wonder why COVID's still high, because it's all coming from schools. So if you're obviously a vulnerable person, and you know you've got children going into school, it's no wonder why so many vulnerable people are catching it and dying from it, because that's probably where the source is, in the school or in education settings. And I personally think they should all be closed, because it's pretty much a given by then that as soon as they close, after a few weeks, the case numbers will start dropping like a stone. So, you know, I think that they need to go back to school closures, university closures, college closures, and everyone should be teaching remotely from home. Because until the vaccine's rolled out further, that will be the only way we can suppress the virus. These lockdowns aren't working, the tier system isn't really working, so they need to be thinking of other ways. That's getting away from me here. What other ways are there though? Well, there's not really many other ways because, let's face it, you know, supermarkets, places like that can't really close because unless you can guarantee there's going to be a food delivery service available for everyone, which will never happen. So supermarkets have got to stay open. So they've got to do all they can to keep places COVID secure. Your likes of your closed shops and places like that, you're very unlikely to catch COVID in one of them because they're kept COVID secure. Hospitality places generally are kept COVID secure. So, as I say, most cases seem to be coming from education settings and workplaces. So, the question you should be asking is, well, offices and education settings probably should be closed and until they can get the virus under control. Otherwise, it's just going to continue spreading because, you know, it's well known that education settings like schools, colleges and universities and workplaces like offices aren't kept clean, and that is probably where the majority of cases are coming from. So, I know I've been in the office a few times myself recently. Slow down. And I must admit I've not felt safe at any point, but you know, that's just me. But I know our company are quite stringent on the COVID situation. So, but other companies might not be so much. Other than that, there's not really much else the government can do because, let's face it, they can only react to spikes as and when they see them and as and when they happen. Granted, they are a bit slow at it, but you know, you can't predict where they're going to be, so, and when they're going to happen. So it's literally one of those where they've got to start reacting a lot quicker. And if they did, maybe we could have had a 5-day Christmas. The wrong bloody lane. Looks like it stopped snowing. For now, at least. Yeah, it's very difficult, and you know, I know a lot of people are slating the government about the COVID situation, but you know, it's one of those. They're never going to get it completely right, and it's a difficult situation for anyone to be put into. I must admit, the Prime Minister is probably sick to death of these restrictions, and you know, he wants to get the country back to normal, but unfortunately, it's not happening for him at the moment. Very misty and overcast though, yeah, it is. I quite like it, it's very eerie and different. So, it's a change of weather anyway, at the very least. Catching up to Ant now, I'm going to overtake him in a minute. what I've been after, to be honest, more realistic indeed. Well, you can download it yourself, Andrew, if you've got a computer that's, well, a laptop that could maybe run it. You probably can run this, to be fair, because it's only literally a skin that goes on top of the summer mod, so essentially you should be alright. I'll post a link to you on Facebook after I finish the stream. If you want to download it, you can. It takes about a gig up in size. And it just needs to be installed in the mod folder in your documents folder on your computer, and then you just need to enable it in the mod manager before you start the game, and then you can have this lovely winter scenario or setting. It's a shame that, as I say, that the skidding issue isn't something that can be done in TruckersMP, but it can be done in single player. So, and it works with pro mods as well. Where the hell am I going? Flicking lane again. It's hard to tell where one lane ends and where one starts in this snow. If you're interested in it, Ant, I'll post it to you as well. It's quite good fun. I've had a go with previous versions of the Frosty mod, as it's called, and it's quite fun. I imagine it'd be really fun up in Iceland with the snow that's already on the ground, up in that part. Yeah, go sliding everywhere, lol. Indeed. It's good fun. And you certainly can't do 110 kilometers an hour on a motorway. That's for sure. Not quite sure why it's still light in the game at 6 o'clock. I thought it would have gone dark by now. But I'm guessing that's not supported in TruckersMP either. I don't think I've ever used the Frosty mod in TruckersMP prior to today, so that might be why it hasn't gone dark yet. I don't know. I've used the Auto mod, so I would imagine it works in the same way. Just need the darker skies add-on or something. I'll have to look into installing it. Just feels weird that it's 6 o'clock in the evening on the winter mod and it's still light. Hill, this one. lockdown back then, because I thought I was going to go continuing straight into the crash barrier. .30 kilometres to go. Probably need some fuel again soon. Not just yet. Keep going for now. And you got a small tank on this DAF. Surely it's not realistic to have the roads covered all the way from one destination to another. Yeah, I know what you mean. It does seem a bit odd, doesn't it, that the roads are completely covered in snow everywhere. But I think that's just part of the mod. I suppose in some parts of Europe at this time of year it is actually like that, because you know Europe does get a lot of snowfall, particularly in the Alps and the hills, but even to some lower levels in certain areas as well. So I'd imagine you could argue that in some areas it is like this, but probably not everywhere. You know, like to Germany, where it's always cold in the winter, it'd be probably like this a lot. Parts of France maybe as well. Probably not in the southern area, because obviously it stays quite mild there, but in the north parts of it anyway. Yeah, I know what you mean. It is a bit odd, but it's a welcome addition, you know, it's a change. So. Seen New York recently? No, I've not seen New York recently. What's happened there? It's like about COVID cases. I've not really kept up with the States recently. Here comes Ant on an overtake. Although he didn't get very far. Oh, massive snowstorm. Ah, yes, I have seen that. Yeah, they've had quite a lot of snow, haven't they, there? They've had a lot in Japan as well. I think they had about 120 centimetres in Japan in about 24 hours. I think it was. That was crazy. Amount of snow. I wonder if we'll ever get anything like that here at any point soon. Unlikely, but you never know. It could happen. We haven't had a bad winter since 2010, was it? When we last had a baddish one? I think it was. I know we had that long cold spell a few years back, but that didn't seem to produce any snow. I think it was too cold for snow. But we did have a bit of a cold snap a few years ago, but it wasn't that bad. Before I moved away to here, where I am now, I think I was going to work one morning a few years ago, and the brook that used to run near where I used to live completely frozen solid for about 3 weeks. Mad. It's supposedly getting colder later this week, and there's a hint of something maybe in January. We're not too sure of it yet. Yeah, we never seem to get any bad snow. I say that now, it might just happen. Looks like it's going to be a nice clear night on the game for me tonight. Nice and chilly. Looks like it's gone down to -5 now. $394 kilometers to go. Just heading towards Reims now. Is that D for disabled on the back of your trailer, lol? I'm actually not quite sure what that actually means. I think it's something to do with the trailer. I'm just getting a bit close there for me liking. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to have a look into that. I've seen it on a few trailers recently, and I've always been wondering what it means. I presume it's related to whatever's in the trailer, but toll booth coming up. Nope. That was a bad one. Coming a bit too hot there. Took a bit of damage. A bit of damage to the load as well. Which is interesting, because it's only beverages, so I'm not quite sure how you can damage a load of beverages, considering it's in a tanker. There you go. Pull in at the next petrol station since I need some fuel again. By the way, did you hear about the incident in the Mersey Tunnel this past week? Yes, I did. I believe a truck got stuck in the tunnel, didn't it? I think he come in from the Liverpool end and yeah, got stuck, which would have been a load of fun for the Cross River buses. Dare say they would have been heavily delayed, and I dare say the city centre would have been gridlocked as well. Nice speeding fight. Sneaky camber, that one. Yeah, it was according to the Echo, but what was a wagon doing that, going that way anyway? Well, they're not supposed to go through the tunnel, are they? But for some reason, that decided to go through the Liverpool end, which isn't guarded by anyone. There's no police at that end. There's never anyone in the toll booths that were once in operation on that side of the water. So, God knows. But I think it's about time they installed one of those barriers like they have going into some car parks where if you're over the height, you can't enter. So at least that way, if a truck does decide to go down there, they're going to hit the top of that rather than the actual tunnel. So at least that way, it won't cause too much of a problem. But you hear about it all the time, people having accidents like that in the tunnel. It's just like, why does it keep happening? You know, that's why the Kingsway Tunnel, Wallasey Tunnel's there. It's for trucks. Birkenhead Tunnel's only for buses and for cars. So, and for vans. And any smaller vehicle that can fit under a gantry. But a truck certainly shouldn't be going through there at all. Put it this way, if I was there if it happened on Monday, I could have been stuck in Liverpool for quite some time, which would not have been good. Thankfully it didn't happen on Monday, so I wasn't affected. Where's Ant gone? He's buggered off and left me. He has. He's disappeared. He's not even on the nearby. And he's still getting away from me as well. Stopped in the fast lane. He must have missed his junction. Really? And he's reversing to turn back. Can't believe that. Unbelievable. Crashed into the crash barrier there. It looked that way. And Dawson approved truck there, bright pink. Is Ant in front? He is. He's got away from me a bit. Luckily I'm catching her up now. It's because he was stuck at the toll booth. That's twice. Bit more damage on my truck now. And a bit more because I've just hit the barrier. Coming in too hot for those automated gates tonight. Off here. I've got the visit service warning. I'll have to get my truck fixed. Drop my load off. It would be an idea of you if you got some go-go juice. Indeed, I do need some. Problem is I can't tell now how much I need. How much I've got left in the tank due to that warning. So I think there will be a petrol station coming up somewhere. Yeah, there is. There's one just a bit further up the road, thankfully. So All good. Yeah, and there's speaking of Euro Truck, there's been an update to the cabin accessories DLC. So before I go live for tomorrow night's stream, I'll be adding a few different accessories to the dashboard on my truck, just to make it look a bit interesting. Hopefully I'll be able to get a cup in the cup holder, and a few other bits and pieces as well. It'll be just basically what they brought out for ATS, added it into ETS too, so free update as well, so didn't even have to pay for it, which is nice. Right, I'm just going to pull into this next petrol station coming up. I'm hoping Ant's doing the same, otherwise he'll be gone by the time I filled up. Looks like it's on this side of the road as well, which is nice. Oh, it's busy here. Fair few people needing fuel. I can see an accident's going to happen here. Possibly. There. Thought he was going to reverse into me then, which would not have been fun. People around here. Wow, vision is reduced to lol. Indeed, it really much so is. I can put my high beam on, which does assist quite a lot, so I think I'll leave it on for now. But yeah, it's certainly a nice addition to the game, this mod. Made by somebody called Grimes, which is well, this particular person's been making this mod for quite some time now. It's on version 8. I think the last version I had installed was, I think it was version 7.3, which I think was around last winter, if I remember correctly. So he is developing it quite regularly and updating it to ensure that it works for the latest version of the game. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when the new 1.40 update comes out and they add more realistic weather effects for the time of day. whether this mod will continue to be supported, and whether that will have any effect on the bits and pieces that ETS put into, SCS put into the game for that. So, another and Dawson approved truck there. Do you ever get deep snow? You don't on this, I don't think, but you can get in Pro Mods when you go up to Iceland. I think you may have been on one of the Iceland videos before. There's deep snow up there, so I'd imagine that it'll make it very interesting to drive up there with this mod on, with the realistic weather effects as well. So quite looking forward to giving that a go. Be like a double whammy of snow. Nice everywhere. See, Ant's leaving me for dead again. 37 kilometers to go. Welcome to Mannheim. Haven't been here for a while. Let's just drop this load off. And a satisfactory for that one, which is all my own doing. So can't really complain. Right, I'm just going to get my truck fixed and then I'll be back since I've hit a barrier a couple of times. Bad enough hitting the crash barrier once, but I hit it twice in that job. That's... By the way, Ant, if you're going to get your truck fixed, you've gone the wrong way. He's had to double back on himself. And I still managed to get past him. It's quite fun. God damn it. There we go. Fuck's sake. Stupid lights. How the hell did Ant get here before me? What the hell? Oh, did he turn? He must have turned, and I missed the junction on it. I don't know. No idea. But anyway, freight market time. So. Oh, by the way, the Brett Volvo will be going into reserve from tonight. Oh, nice. I take it you're buying a pink Volvo, are you? Or are you trying for a Scania or a DAF or something? By the way, I've only got 3 jobs from here, so if you've got anything going to where I'm going for, unless I go for a external contract, I'll be very much surprised. I've got Calvi, Nantes and Portavecchio in the freight market. And the externals, I've probably got a bit more, so let's have a look what I've got. I've got tons of gifts. Let me know what you've got, and then I'll pick a job. Pretty sure I can find one of the externals if need be. I have Portavecchio. Oh wow, that's a surprise. Let's see if I've got a Portavecchio in the externals to deliver some gifts. Because if I have, I'll take that, since I need to get cracked on with them. Let's see. If I doubt, I'll just take the normal job. Portavecchio. Don't think I have. Just go back to the first page again. No, I've got La Rochelle. Right, okay. I'll take the normal job to Portavecchio then. Portavecchio. Used plastics. Right. I knew round the corner, which is nice. Oh, for God's sake, it's bloody Tremere. Bloody hate this place. We'll go for the Crone. Ant hasn't been here yet, lol. No, I don't think he has been to Tremere yet. Oh, he has. He's here. Absolute nightmare to get into, particularly if you've got a trailer. Thankfully, I didn't. It's a lot easier getting out, though. Usually. Unless you're turning right, of course. Or left if you're in the UK. But, yeah, going in's an absolute nightmare. (1,325 kilometres for the last trip. Long one, this last one. Just going nice and slow for Ant to catch up. He's not too far away now, so I'll just drive slowly. I'm looking forward to doing tomorrow night's event, delivering gifts. Quite looking forward to that. Should be good fun. Probably do 2 or 3 jobs a day over the Christmas period, possibly. Well, apart from Christmas Day. Boxing Day probably as well. So because of the change in the Christmas plans, I probably will be uploading a bit more now than I was planning to, so Christmas Day I won't be uploading anything because I'll be, well, having people round since we're allowed. There was one today, wasn't there? What, a convoy? I'm not aware of one. If there was, there might have been. I've not been doing any of them because I'm just waiting for Phoenix to come online and become a VTC, and then I'll be doing their events instead. So snowing again. Quite heavy snow again as well. Greatly reduced visibility as well. Oh, a bit too close to the edge of the road then. Oh, fucking hell. Just, oh shit. Fucking hell. My bad. Fucking hell. Got a bit carried away with that bend. I don't know, maybe there is some slippy elements to this, because normally you could probably fly around there and not have a problem, but that might be a bit problematic. Yeah. Pity you can't have a wiper switch on your wheel, lol. Yeah, perhaps. Yeah, that caught me out, that did. Caught me out a bit too much. Don't know. Maybe this snow does add some issues. Maybe there is some slippiness, because that was a bit odd. Wrong bloody lane again. Good job Tez hasn't got the winter mod, he'd be all over the place. Yeah, I'm actually thinking now there is actually something to this in TruckersMP. Because that was strange, that was like a proper skid. Hit the barrier and then crashed off it and hit into somebody, which was annoying. But probably fine. Here comes Ant. Yeah, it's definitely slippy on these roads. No way I should have ended up out there. Have to be a bit more wary. Oh yeah, you can see they're picking up all the snow. to wait for the snow to stop before I pelt it again. Yeah, so that was interesting. Caught me out, that did. Let's see if I can go for an overtake. Ah, another Ant Dawson approved truck. Didn't get past him then, so tried, but it's probably too risky. Snow's really coming down as well. and 77 kilometres to go. So quite a long way. Some of this will be ferry. Damn it. Where was that speeding camera? Must have been on the overhead gantry. Ah, toll booth. Haven't seen one of them for a while. Yeah. Maybe I should drive a bit slower. Pretty sure when I had it installed last winter, wasn't realistic terms of ground slippiness, but maybe it has been added in now, because that was weird as well. A couple of little moments there. Yeah, I'll have to try and get Terence to install this winter mod, because I think it would be great fun if he has a go with it. He'll be crashing it all over the place. That's gone. No way of catching him up now unless he slows down. Have to be a bit more cautious with this weather. I had to slow down a bit then. Wonder what side this job will finish. Don't know. Probably be around midnight somewhere, I would imagine. Still got another 898 kilometres to go. Some of it will be ferry though, so that will reduce the journey time slightly. You get the ferry from, I imagine, I think it's Marseille we should be getting it from. Where are we at the moment? We're just south of Dijon, so still quite a way to go into France yet. King Penguin, interesting name. Ant's gone wrong. Where you going, Ant? Stopped the wrong turn in. I think he's just realised as well. By the way, did you see here my news I posted yesterday? No, I definitely heard about that. What's happened? Mr. Turn, yes you have indeed. He's actually reversing down the... he's crashed on the... I think you're better off going to the next junction, Ant. Wherever that is. I'm going to have a look at the map now. Let's see, so... Oh my, there's no junction for ages. You'd have to come off and turn around. Oh my word, that's a big diversion. Can't see a bloody thing. I don't know. You don't really want to be reversing backwards, and you don't really want to be turning around on a live carriageway coming towards you. At least the snow's falling light now anyway. Just trying to work out what he's going to do here. Might be sat here for some time. No. I can't believe he's doing that. Oh my word. No. No, I won't report you because that wouldn't be very funny. Some very bold driving that was, Ant. Mind you, I didn't leave exactly a lot for myself to be desired earlier on. After crashing into the barrier and that other truck, I think I got away with it though. So, I think he was just about past enough for me to get away with it. So, yeah, caught me out that turn, did. Okay, what's going on here? Looks like there's been a big crash. Got collared by our store manager on my way on to shift on Friday. How come you got collared? What happened? Bold driving with added skilled illegal manoeuvre, lol. Yeah. Anyway, I've got away from you again. You're not even on the nearby. comes Ant. Want me to temporarily swap my shift pattern in the new year? If it happens, going to be doing Saturdays 12 to 4 with a day off on Tuesdays. Ah, fair enough. And do you think that'll work better for you? Or is it just something you want to try and then you might go back to working Tuesdays instead? Or, so I know you like you having your Saturdays off with your day trips out. Work better in a way as I can finally get the E400 to Warrington Zone. Ah, fair enough. Makes sense. Yeah, 'cause they're not out on weekends, are they, at the moment? Lot reduced services on Saturday in the Warrington area. So, makes sense. Come on, Ant, you're driving like a granny. Reduced services in a few places. That's why I don't mind doing Saturdays. Yeah, makes sense. So I suppose at the moment it's generally quieter on Saturdays anyway, so. Haven't been up this late for a while, lol. We're just coming into Lyon now, so won't be long before we get to Marseille, and then another couple 100 kilometres linking us to Marseille, and then it'll be the ferry for most of the rest of the way. So not too much further, really. How the hell is Ant getting away from me? It's supposed to be restricted to 70 through this area. Ah, god damn it. I got stuck at the red light now. Brett might, indeed. Ah, got away with that. I managed to get through that one. Never see Tez up this late. No, you never see Terence up this late. Not unless he's been out for the bus spotting day or something. Or if he's gone out drinking, which isn't very often. But yeah, other than that, you'll never see Terence up at this time of day. Say, he's an old man, isn't he? He goes to bed at 10 o'clock each night. around that time. Sometimes he's in bed before that. Like an old man. There he is. Having a race. Looks like the power of my DAF beat the power of his Volvo. I think Alex just hit the crash barrier. And if he didn't, he must have been very close. Yeah, I'm getting away from Ants here. Slow down again. It's like waiting for the granny to turn up, it says behind me. Driving that slow. He's not catching me at a rate of knots either, so he can't be doing much above what I'm doing. Where is everyone tonight? Seems quiet on the roads. Yeah, I think it's because we're in the DLC areas. It's generally a bit quieter in these parts. But it also could be the time of the day as well, considering it's almost midnight here, and the fact that in Europe now it's in the early hours of Sunday morning. That would probably explain why it's quiet. So, makes sense. Another toll booth coming up. Ah, somebody on the nearby called Jesus. Ah. Don't think it's too far now till Marseille. And there is one thing about this part of the winter mod that I don't like. You wouldn't actually get this snow in this part of France, or if you did, I don't think it would be like it is on the ground. And the fact that you've got snow in the tunnel as well is a bit strange. But yeah, it's not really something you'd see in this part of France. It's only like those tunnels on the M6 and the missing viaducts. Well, yeah, exactly. It is a bit weird to see snow in this part of France, I'm not going to lie. And you certainly wouldn't see any snow on the islands of Corsica and Sardinia, that's for sure. But no doubt we are going to see some when we get to, I think it's Corsica's, the French one, if I remember correctly. Somebody there on Twitch. That'd be famous. Busy round here. Everyone leaving the port. Why don't you have flashing beacons on your wagon? I just haven't got them on this particular one. I have a bit of a variety of trucks, and you know, different ones have. Some have beacons on, some don't. Some have air horns on, some don't. Just like to mix it up a bit. But I don't tend to use the beacons in multiplayer because it just causes a bit of lag. Well, it can do. So. And with the bull bar that I've got on the roof, it wouldn't allow me to have a air horns on. It'd allow me to have the beacon because it would just sit at the back above, past the skylight, or the roof light. But yeah, I just haven't fitted one for this one. Hope this light doesn't change to red. Ah, bloody ass! I jinxed it. Brett light. God damn it. Just sat here waiting for it to change to green, and it's gone to green. Black tea latte. That's an interesting name. Would you like a different colour, maybe? What? Go on red instead of green? Possibly. Welcome to the ferry port. Porto Vecchio. No fault there because I left the engine running. So. Just 1 kilometre to go. Nice easy job to get to after you finish on the ferry. Go drop it off. Last one. Ooh, just short of 2 kilometres. Could have had 869. How annoying. Well, guys, I'm going to end tonight's stream here. Anyone who hasn't subscribed, please consider subscribing to this channel and turning on that notification bell so you know when I go live with any future videos and live streams. If you also enjoyed this video, please consider tossing a like. And I'll be back soon with more live streams and videos.